Half a day to your Wami and good evening, Commonwealth. Today is February 7th, 2018. A bill now with the U.S. Congress could be the CNMI's best chance at keeping a needed workforce and avoiding a projected crash to our economy. A legislative hearing on the U.S. Workforce Act in D.C. lasted more than 2 hours this morning. Congressman Sablan joins KSPN's Adriana Cotero from D.C. to give his reaction to the hearing.
Thank you, Leonie. Congressman Sablan joins us now from D.C. to speak more on the hearing. Congressman, thank you again for speaking with us. We know you had a busy morning, so can you tell us your thoughts on how you think the hearing went?
Yeah, actually, I think the hearing went well. It went very well. There were many statements of support from members of the committee who were there. Our governor was able to argue his case as well. And we also had the Dr. Goodnick of the Government Accountability Office. And so for all purposes, the hearing went well, I think.
That's great to hear. Now, can you tell us, were there any specific comments or questions made that might have great impact? Well,
yes, actually, the ranking member brought up again some of the issues that were brought up in the hearing the last time we had a hearing in the committee, and those were questions brought to the governor, and the governor will respond to those questions. He's asked for some time to respond, a week for some of those questions, but he will respond on the other matters. He did very well.
And so following this hearing, what is next for the U.S. Workforce Act?
Well, it is our hope that the committee, the Senate committee, will mark up their bill, place it on a hotline, and try and get it passed as soon as possible, knowing that our target is our target line is April 1st now, where the number of CW permits will drop to 5,000, will drop by 5,000, and so it's urgent. It's important that the bill gets out as soon as possible.
Congressman, do you think there is a light at the end of this tunnel?
So I've had an experience of working with Chairwoman Murkowski, Ranking Member Canwell. So I will continue to push this thing. You can't just drop and leave it at where it is. We need to continue to push it, lobby for other members to support it or not oppose it if they can't support it. But yeah, I think there's a chance that the priority right now is to try and get this before the April 1st deadline. And unless somebody from the Commonwealth government or somebody in Congress opposes it, then there could be a problem. But for now, I'm going to continue working hard and pushing for the passage of either Senator Murkowski's bill or our bill, H.R. 4869.
Again, thank you, Congressman Sablan, for speaking with us today.
Thank you very much. Thank you for the time.
And over the next few weeks, KSPN2 will continue to speak with Congressman Sablan to fully understand this bill and all of its ideas. Now we give you a closer look at this morning's legislative hearing. U.S. Senators raised questions on aspects pertaining to the CNMI workforce issues, past and present, to ensure a future.
Governor Torres, last year when you were here, we discussed the Best Sunshine Live Casino, which operated in the Imperial Pacific International, was operated by Imperial Pacific International Holdings, and it was under federal investigation for money laundering. And as you know, in September of 2016, the casino was operated out of a strip mall on Saipan and was reporting earnings that were 8 times that of Macau's largest casino. In your response to questions, you talked about local mechanisms to prevent this type of fraud. You said the Commonwealth Casino is preparing legislation to present to the legislature, and you stated it would be a 2 to 4 month process. Can you update us on that effort?
Can you talk a little bit about the challenges you are having in getting people and recruiting Americans to come to the island to work?
But I will just say that these lobbying reporting say the client is the Commonwealth of the Northern Marianas Islands. So, Governor, if you didn't hire them, I'd like to know who did.
Governor Torres, I have a question for you. I understand that last year I saw a report that OSHA the federal agency that oversees worker safety, of course, the United States has found extremely dangerous working conditions at one of the largest construction sites in the CNMI. And in fact, I understand that 3 employees died after being exposed to hydrogen sulfide gas in a confined space. And also that apparently the FBI raided the construction site after reports of workers' deaths. So, I know that everybody on this committee believes that any workers anywhere in the United States should have a safe workplace to be in. Could you just tell us a little bit about what has been done since last year to stop this kind of abuse?
Do you believe that there are still unpaid workers remaining on the island?
It's a matter of questions and answers during today's legislative hearing to get to a common ground for the common good of the CNMI. The open dialogue allows for Congressman Kilili Sablan and Governor Ralph Torres to respond to these determining factors and concerns.
The continual thing is throw up our arms and said we can't find U.S. workers. That needs to stop. Right? It needs to stop, and it needs to stop now. Now, this bill, I think, is the product of that. It would spur us into getting a Northern Marianas economy that would have U.S. workers as the main workforce, and that third country nationals will come in to fill the gaps.
The purpose of the hearing, to receive testimony on the bill.
Most importantly, this bill provides the CNMI and the federal government the time to grow our economy and succeed in our shared goal of building a strong, sustainable U.S. workforce.
Near the end of January, Senator Lisa Murkowski, chairwoman of the Senate Committee on Energy and Natural Resources, introduces the NMI U.S. Workforce Act. And she says it's now a process of working on this together to find good, solid solutions.
I think we had some good testimony today. I think we recognize that CNMI has come a long ways over the years in terms of labor practices, in terms of working aggressively to ensure that, as you say, Congressman, we've changed the dynamic there in terms of U.S. workers and the expectation that we will have more U.S. workers. So I feel that we are on a good trajectory here. It would be my hope that we can address this soon.
Thank you, Adriana. We will continue to keep you all updated on the progress of that very important bill.